Hello. Anyway, hello everyone, my name is Veritas and welcome back to Skyrim. In the last part we did some stuff. I explained why the episodes are shorter now and that I made a mistake on leveled quest lines and Daedric artifact nonsense. In this part we're going to go find the Highgate Ruins power source, and we have this fast travel point unlocked because when we were talking about cardio porn on Tumblr back in episode 17, I wandered over here and got this. Aren't I just a forward-thinking individual? In more ways than one. Horses and horse-drawn carriages are commonly means. I don't fucking know what the hell the rest of that said. But, yeah. Oh, I was looking at a bunch of stuff on the website I use for this game. I was looking through loading screen stuff, and it's really cool that there are so many loading screens, but a lot of them have special conditions. They have conditions for when they'll appear. Like if you have contracted vampirism, there's a chance that, there's like a 6% chance that, a vampire-related loading screen will pop up. Or if you're in certain cities, there will be city-based things. Shit. We need to actually, before we do this, before we get involved in this whole thing, I need to drop whatever I just picked up. 95, really. This bow is heavy as hell. Alright, actually, before we do that, let's go back out, sell some stuff, we need to go do some inventory management, which I didn't realize we needed. I would have done that between episodes if I had noticed it, but we can spend this episode talking about shit and going and doing that. Where is my fucking map? I'm never going to have this stuff on the right hotbar. Like, the buttons are never going to be right. I'm always going to be confused by it. So let's go sell some stuff to what's-her-name. But speaking of that, there's like a bunch of loading screen things, like this loading screen has like a specific, chance of happening for certain things. Like there's even some that's like if you're doing a certain quest, like while the quest is active in your inventory and you load into certain places, there's like a 2% chance of a loading screen popping up with like a quote from someone that is in that quest line's history. It's very, very cool how they did that kind of stuff. Like if you do something for like the Dwemer, you're like, you're doing like a Dwemer quest line or something for like the Falmer or whatnot. There's like a chance of when you're going into like Dwemer ruins that that you'll get like a quote from like some book or some prophecy thing. It's very, very cool. Nope, I did not mean to take out my bow. But while I was looking at that stuff, I was looking at like all the back end stuff in Skyrim, like all the secret shit. Pretty fucking neat. There's.
I've just been working the folk. Jarl wants it to look like an ancient blade.
Oh.
High Queen Freydis ruled over wind.
Right.
Getting a real sword would be even better than making.
I can do that.
Find that sword, traveler. I'd be grateful.
Kronvarn Hall. I could probably do that actually.
The finest weapons.
But like I was saying, like certain merchants have like little pocket dimension things. They have little like rooms underneath where they are stationed as a merchant, and they have chests in there that are actually their inventories. So people don't have inventories, they have like chests in secret rooms you can't see that are full of their inventory, which is really, really neat actually. I like that there's like hidden shit. I like seeing like the back end of video games, like seeing all like the hidden stuff you don't actually get to see. Like when you go into a dungeon, you're actually in like a bunch of little rooms taped together underneath the world. It's super. That kind of stuff has always been interesting to me. I like seeing how games are made. It's always fascinated me to an extent.
Don't forget.
So you'll reward me for finding Frey's shield, okay, or sword rather. So I'm gonna go here, go to my house, drop off a bunch of shit, and hopefully we can knock this out and get back to that dungeon and get the dungeon knocked out in this episode. But yeah, so I was doing a lot of research actually between episodes, because the last time I recorded Skyrim was like 4 or 5 days ago, probably 3 or 4 days ago, and since then I've made the decision to make the episodes like half the length, but more content-y, so it's essentially the same amount of content, it's actually the same amount of content, so don't worry about that. But I was talking to Kat, because he's been busy with life stuff, that's why he hasn't been around a lot, and I was talking to Kat. And that got me thinking about Khajiits, because he's the reason we have Carjo as a follower, because he always picks Carjo as a follower because he likes him, and he and I have made jokes about how he the only time Kat would ever have a gay relationship would be if he could have sex with Carjo, and he has not denied this ever actually. The only time he would try anything gay is if it was with Carjo, which I think is weird, but like in the world of Tamriel, it's fine. But that got me thinking. I remember that whole conversation we used to have about like him banging Carjo because he would sing the praises of Carjo as a follower. He likes Carjo as a follower. So I would always kind of give him shit for that. Anyway, so that got me thinking, and I went and looked up the physicology of Khajiits because I remember having a conversation with him in the past about the Khajiits having cat-like anatomy, to say the least about that. But I remember having a conversation about it, so I was trying to go figure out if we could find like a game theory type thing. If there was a way to find out if you could see under which part of the lunar lattice Carjo was born under based on his physicology. Based on how he looks and how he behaves and, just basically everything about him. And I spent a fucking lexicon. I spent a good amount of time looking around and trying to see if you could find out what Carjo is under the lunar lattice, which is essentially the phases of the moon and some other bullshit, and it's just like what the Khajiit will look like and how they grow up and stuff like that. Under the phases of Master and Secunda, that will determine what kind of Khajiit they are and what they'll grow up to be and kind of shit like that, or something to that effect. So I was looking that up because it was interesting to me, and got no leads on that. I have no idea what Carjo is. I'm assuming that most of the Khajiits in Skyrim are all like the same breed, quote unquote, because they all are essentially the same. I think in like Elder Scrolls Online they have more of a diversity. They're much more diverse in terms of where the fuck is everyone? Specifically, where is the blacksmith? Where's the blacksmith? Where is the blacksmith? And we have to wait until tomorrow to do this, fucking damn it. So I was trying to find out what Carjo was, and it was a fruitless adventure. Fruitless adventure, to say the least, but I don't know. I do want to have Cat on I want to do like an After Dark in Skyrim, like a broadcast, like a podcast thing in Skyrim, and talk about Khajiit lore and stuff, because he's much more familiar with Khajiit lore than I am, and I was a lot more Breton and Elven lore, because that's where I focused most of my time when I was playing Skyrim. There you are. When I was playing Skyrim, I focused mostly on Elven lore because it was it fit more into what I was interested in at the time, and I wasn't necessarily into the whole Khajiit thing. But now I'm more into Khajiit stuff, and I would like to pick his brain on the Khajiit lore and things like that. So eventually there will probably be an episode of After Dark stationed specifically in Skyrim, and we will talk about that kind of stuff. Specifically something about the physicology of certain Khajiits born under the lunar lattice that have a certain trait. Some of you might know what I'm referring to, some of you might not. And if you try to go look up what I'm talking about, you won't be able to find it because you don't have enough information on that. So, but we're going to talk about some, if you know what After Dark usually centers around, it's going to be something like that. That might help you, but it'll be interesting. I want to pick his brain on Khajiit stuff, to say the least. But I think that's going to be good for that. Alright, let's head to the temple thing. We've wasted enough time here. What is my inventory looking like? Which one of these is my inventory? This is such a problem. Ah, we're fine. Alright, let's head to this. Head to this. We do need to find a weapon or something, even a spell, that can capture souls. Because we have the Black Heart now, but we have no way of capturing souls to use it as a soul gem. So I was looking around for items that could capture souls that would be easy to go get. Evidently, I don't know if the Mace of Molag Bal actually captures souls or not. I'd have to go look at it again. I used to use it a lot. I think it does, but it might just be a stamina. It might just be a stamina drain. Maybe I enchanted it with like Soul Rip or something. I don't really fucking remember, but I do know. I like how that dragon shout is technically a whisper.
Hey, be careful.
Oh shit, that's not a bad person. Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry. I thought you were bad.
I'm Anska. Are you here to help?
Ignoring the arrow in your arm, yes.
I've finally located Vokun's crypt.
Oh.
The scroll I'm looking for just has to be.
What scroll?
Maybe you could help find it.
Vokun.
Priest buried
Oh.
I've been searching for his stone for a few
Vokun.
years now.
The dragon priest.
If Vokun is as powerful as I think,
Okay.
you can have anything. Except the scroll, of course.
I'll help.
Great. With the two of us, this should be easy.
But there's more people in here. Look. Yes. There's people in here, though. Are those the bad people? What's going on? Why are there other people in? This is why I thought you were a bad person, because you're... I really wish it would, Are these bad people? Oh, those are Draugr. Okay. You seem to have pissed off the insides of this cave. Then again, this is a dragon priest burial chamber, so it doesn't really surprise me that there's Draugr in here. Can't breathe. Can't breathe at all. I shouldn't drink, like, soda while I'm recording. Because you get the carbonation in your lungs. They're in your stomach, and then you get all, like, the fizzies and shit.
Hey, watch it.
Hey, watch what? I'm doing the thing you fucking, quote-unquote, hired me for. Hello, Draugr. You look happy. Take the gold, bonk you. Just peek up, steal some shit, and peek back down. It's good. What are you doing? You look... Oh, it's a white. It's always a fucking white. It's always a whitey. I love the stagger on this bow, though. We are out of fire damage, actually. Hang on, pause. I gotta put some fire damage on this bow. Common. Give me a petty. You don't see any... Ow, that's not very... Excuse me. Oh.
That's the last of them.
Are you hurting Karj?
Be careful.
Jesus. Are you... Yeah, that actually... Are you hurting my Khajiit and I fucking shoot an arrow right into the goddamn his fucking face? I'm so sorry, Karjo. I am the worst partner ever. The worst. The worst. Also, Kat was mentioning he watches this series. He was telling me how he felt bad for me because he never has as much trouble with followers as I have with followers, because he was back in the early episodes. Remember how like Karjo kept walking in front of my arrows? And I've gotten more used to how he fights now. Then I also gave him a bow, so he kind of stays back more. But I know how he fights. Before I didn't have to worry about hitting him, but now I kind of, you know, I've changed my battle style to fit his nonsense. But in the early episodes, when Stop that. In the early episodes, when he kept getting in my way, Kat texts me. He's like, "I'm so sorry. You have so much trouble with followers." And I'm like, this is why I had Serana as a follower. Because if she walks in front of you, you can't kill her. You literally can't kill her. So I was like, I hate it. This is destruction. The Hypothetical Treachery, a one-act play by someone. Dramatic persona. Scene 1. Oh, this is fucking... I'm gonna take this, do this later. Maybe we'll do this. I have some ideas for like an After Dark like podcast thing for Skyrim. I have some ideas, and I just... Kat needs to not be busy for like a day so we can record a bunch of shit together, and you know we can upload it. I have a few like skit things that I want to do, and I have a couple ideas for he and I to do while he's available, but that requires him being available and not super busy with life. I, on the other hand, spend most of my time delving dungeons and talking about sucking off cat dicks in Skyrim. Because that's what I've decided to do with my life, and if my family ever found out, well, we would just have to, we'd have to send them the way of the old fucking the boat on fire nonsense like the Vikings did, wouldn't we? That would be most unfortunate. Oh, I can roll, right, but it's very dangerous on staircases and anything, because this game is... Was there a pressure plate that I didn't step on? I'm not even going to try to... I'm like, I should have gotten hit by a pressure plate here, but oh well. You know what would be really neat is if you had, okay. Okay, this is just... I like fighting with you, actually. You're very fun to fight with, because you kill everything. Alright, there we go. That's... Maybe we'll just keep her as a follower, but I'm sure she just stays inside the crypt and doesn't leave. And say, damn, she'd be really fucking fun to go around with. Fuck me. Jesus Christ, this fireball. I hope that's not hurting Karjo, though. I really wish there was a way to see Karjo's health outside of combat, because I'm worried he might be getting hurt. But I'm out of time for this episode. Oh, cool, fire salts. So I will see you guys back in the next part. We'll continue doing this dungeon thing, and we'll go through that door and do some shit in this room. So thank you guys so much for watching, and as always,
Careful with that fire.
until next time.